A friend of mine said that since I'm doing the repair, I might as well do a YouTube. So the sealant that I'm using is 3M. It's Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive. It is for foam. The seat back at the midpoint for me, and it opened up this nice slice through the metal here, which that cut into the foam and popped it out to where I was rubbing the fabric right up against this metal. So now I've removed the back, and I'm going to be bringing this back and then bringing it back to the way it should be. So I'm going to go through the process as best I can, and we'll see what shows up. I've tucked in a piece of material that will hopefully reduce some of that direct rub on the foam that's caused this cut-in and separation. And I'll be spraying sealant in here in seconds. So I've sprayed the adhesive inside. I'm wrapping the foam back. I'm pressing to hold the foam together now to allow it to do its binding. It does say it will take from 15 to 30 minutes to fully bond and adhere. So just for reference, this is a sleeve of a t-shirt. Spraying. Making sure I get all the way to the edges, and now I'll press it up into position. I have brought the fabric back up over the seam. You can still see the outline of where that is, but now it's tucked below an inner protection as well as the foam spray adhesive, and now an outer protection. And I'm just going to work out these little bit of tufts up at the top. Putting the fabric back on top of the foam cover would be best if I take a sheet of drop cloth and use that adhesive to tuck that around and draw it nice and tight as I do the reinstall of the fabric. I'm going to go ahead and give it a good spray across the outsides there, and then I'm going to quickly and gently start from the center and push in my drop cloth here to cause it to be nice and tight and sink inside here. By doing it this way, it will not have the sound because of the crinkles, just like you have in automotive packing when you first pick up your vehicle. The way it wraps around, it's going to be subdued as a noise by the fabric of the cover. Take a look at what we have here to fix. We're pulling this back down over using the slide of the adhesive and tucking it around, pulling this back down over the back, and then tucking this up in between the seats. Nice and quick slide on that side. Make sure I keep my strands out here and here. Pulling this back down over the sides of the seat. And down, being firm, and ready to do the pull. So we pull down on the back and on the front. We have our two strands. These are tension pulls. Go ahead and lay the seat backwards so that I can tuck up underneath in between. As I do the pull down, pushing these pulls as well as the plating in between the seat cushion on the front. So in between the seat, we now have the front cushion pattern, and I'm reaching for our pull cords to keep the seam. Let me get to readjust that. Let's see. So Excelsior with one. And feel it, but I'm trying. There we go. Two. So these cords are tensioned, and they'll be bull ringed here as a clip, and then feed through this clip here as well. But the purpose of this is to keep that nice button seam in the front on the back of the seat, and then this feeds through to be bull ringed to hold this back into position. So this here is a bull ring clip, and we insert the bull ring into the middle to where it has the open gap for you to be able to, when you get the position, you'll squeeze it and you can see how it wraps around that item that you're fastening. So pull this up out of the way so you can see up underneath. And I'm bringing it to the place where I'm choosing to do the bull ring. And that bull ring is secured on this side, pulling it taut on the front side. Here I'm going to follow the path that it had before, so I'm going to work this over to the path, and the same thing on this side. This will come up underneath and come through here, and I'll put the bull ring on this other component, and then this middle one will have the bull ring right here. So those just kind of lay over, tap it down, get them both in that open area, and then bull ring it, and there you have it. So bull ring, bull ring, bull ring, and we can start working on our other fasteners. So on the Toyota Prius, you have 3 different gaps to work with that will attach to the tabs that we fed through the back side. So I'm pulling these out to where they're free, make them nice and tight. There's a little tab at the back here for the line going to the seat back. I'm going to attach through this open area the bull ring that feeds into that. So through here, my secondary point, clamping. I'm rotating a little bit to get a nice and good grip inside there, and there you have the bull ring secured in place. Bull ring down, and that is how we get that seat back cover that wraps around the front. And we can tuck this spare part, which is your flex. It also gets a bull ring attached to the secondary point, tufting it together, coming to wrap it inside, and crimping down to secure that to, again, the rod. We've not had to disassemble the seat to any degree. This part here, you think it'd be difficult, but it basically folds up underneath these to where you get to the top. So everything is back together from that standpoint. And there we have a nice flush cover as you work it in to here. Here's where my damaged area was on this side. Not bad for a $20 fix. All right, we're going to attempt to put the seat back into position. Good luck from you to me is greatly appreciated. On the bottom, we have guides on the bottom side of the flange. Seat framing, which will go into the guide, and then the 14mm bolt goes here. So the secondary light source. Here's our guide that will go into the hole down at the bottom, and then our bolt will come through into the floor. We have our ABS and our 2 other seat awarenesses that are here, and our connections that are press connections. This one here for the ABS, you have to press in from the rear of the controller to get it to pop out because it has some play in it. So it's just a simple press in, and you would clip and pull off. And here is our outer one. Little Dickens. I would go ahead and put that on after you get this other clipped in for the ABS, the airbags. Looking for the right way. There it goes. And then I'm going to attach that back to its little receptacle tab, which is on a bracket up underneath. Bringing the seat down a bit, you'll be out of picture, but this will pop back into its slot. There it goes. And there we go. Believe it or not, it can pop in. I don't know the word easily is there, but reattaching the 4 bolts across the outside, again a 14mm. Hand tightened on that. Hand tightened over here. I'm going to fasten these up, and then we'll get to putting these guards in the position that they're supposed to be in. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey still applies. Air covers, they literally pop on. So take the cover off, basically just pull up and it pops off, and you put it back on. Reverse the process on the console, and there it goes. Fasten in the front, allow me to get some more hand play on that, and attaching here to get down to fasten. So I'm gonna have 2 hands for this torquing. I'll be right back. So as with the front, you line it up, it pops back into place. This one was a little bit more fun and trickier because of how it wraps around. Little tab there, you have to follow the leader because that's our locking point here for this device. So your front guide right here, that is what allows it to pop off, and you have the receiver on the back. So as you slide it up into position, you need to make sure that you get around that guide for it to lock down. For $20, I have repaired the seat back with the mid-back tear on my 2012 Prius V. I made a little bit of money as well. So this is my finished product. You can tell where I was just about to go through the fabric. I'm so very glad that I did not. Right here, so about as close as you can get without creating that there tear. But between the 2 sides, I now have firm support. I got my Band-Aid up underneath the interior.